All right, welcome back to Safety Blitz. Starring two-time Super Bowl champ Rodney Harrison, Jack Collinsworth. Start with the AFC side of things. The Bengals and Kansas City, we just saw this matchup not too long ago, and the Bengals had to play as aggressively as they basically have all year to go get the win. Couldn't really stop Mahomes. So start me from the Bengals defensive side. What do they have to do in the rematch?
Well, first, we sit back and we always talk about the Bengals offense. I mean,
right.
We love the Bengals offense, but really this Bengals defense, they played extremely well. Trey Hendrickson, he's been outstanding. Wilson, the linebacker. Devon Bell, he's been fantastic. Jesse Bates, I love their secondary, the two corners. Eli Apple was balling. He's competitive. Like, you took him from 2 or 3 different places and brought him to Cincinnati. Now he's playing like he's a legitimate cornerback about to play in the AFC Championship game. I just think that Zach Taylor, he's done such a great job of letting them guys just show their personality. You talk about a player's coach, but just allowing those guys to be who they are. And Joe Burrow, man, let me just tell you, man, like we talk about, well, he's better than what Tom was at this point in time. It's not even close. I mean, the type of leadership that he's shown, you know, him speaking to his team and saying, look, guys, we're not the underdogs anymore. We belong here. We belong in the Super Bowl. We're going to go get it. That's the type of leadership that doesn't come from a 20-something-year-old. That does not happen in the National Football League. So when I talk about the Bengals having someone special at the quarterback position, Joe Burrow is that. And I play with the worst quarterback of all time in Ryan Leaf, and I play with the greatest quarterback of all time, and that's Tom Brady. And this kid at this point in time, he's a lot better than Brady.
Yeah, Cheeto Awuzie has had a great year playing corner as well. They've really done a nice job of grabbing these guys, right, who are sort of at the middle of their careers and then bringing them in here, signing them to a little contract extension, giving them a little money, not crazy money, but they're having a great second half or really middle of their career right here in Cincinnati. It's not something the Bengals have ever really done very well. So that's how this defense has been brought together. If you go back and look at the first time these two met, Week 16 it was, Kansas City was scoring almost at will. It was 7-0. It was 14-0. And then the way the Bengals won was that they just continued to match the points. It was 14-7. Now it's 21-7. Now it's 21-14. Burrow was just matching them, and eventually he drug them deep into the waters of the fourth quarter, and then he was able to go overtake them. So that's the question, right? Can Joe Burrow go do that at Arrowhead where it's going to be loud as all hell? He's not going to be able to hear anything. Can he do it without the communication, go be able to score points with Kansas City when Mahomes is playing a home game and no sound to worry about?
So all of a sudden, Joe Burrow is going to just choke up. He's going to go to Kansas City where it's a loud stadium, and all of a sudden, oh, my God, the stage is too big. I don't believe that. You have
I'm not saying that at all, but it's harder.
No, I'm not.
It's harder.
I'm not being sarcastic to you. I'm just being sarcastic.
You know,
but no, you have Joe Burrow. Right. You have Joe Burrow, and, of course, they have the silent count. They have other things that they go through. Man, this team is just so focused. They're not afraid of Kansas City. When you beat a team the first time, you're really bent on beating them a second time because you feel like you can beat them a second time. And it's not anything special you have to do. One of the things I can say defensively from them, they just have to do a better job of tackling on both sides. Both defenses have to do a better job of tackling. There was a lot of big plays in that game. You know they're going to take shots. The most important thing when you play against teams that have all this level of talent, you got to be able to tackle. And Joe Burrow, he has to understand that he's going against a veteran defensive coordinator that won multiple Super Bowls being highly aggressive with his defense. And defense coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, I saw him against Brady. All the different blitzes, everything that he dialed up. And trust me, he doesn't have to blitz. He's a coach that has 4 guys that can get to the quarterback. Joe Burrow was going to see every blitz under the sun, so he better be prepared, and I know he will be ready.
Yeah, and I fully believe in Joe Burrow. I mean, I've been on this train all year that I believe. And these guys are so young, and they've been winning all these games. I mean, Burrow won the national championship, basically played one of the best college offense, if not the best college offense ever with Jamar Chase. So these dudes are so young, they just don't know any better. They just feel like they can beat anybody's ass. They're like, bring them in here. We'll beat them. And they can. They just might be right. Shit, they just went into Tennessee, and they just beat the Titans. So they might just be able to go beat whoever the heck they want. But now you got to go in there. And he had this line earlier in the year, which I thought was kind of funny, that, you know, NFL stadiums aren't really that loud, right? That was his line. He's like, the SEC, you go play in one of these big-time SEC games,
it's true.
That's a loud stadium. You know, the NFL's not that loud. Will it be different, though, Arrowhead, when you're in the AFC Championship game? Like, how different is that level when you get to this deep in the playoffs?
Oh, that's all they say. You know how loud it is, man, and those fans are absolutely crazy. It's cold, it's loud, and they get to scoring on you. And I'm going to tell you, man, that's been the biggest difference that I've seen in Patrick Mahomes. If you watch Patrick Mahomes, he is finally healthy. Last year, obviously in the Super Bowl, he wasn't healthy. He's finally healthy. He's running around. He's making plays with his legs, and that's really been the biggest difference. His legs have really saved Kansas City this postseason.
Jamar Chase, he ripped off 3 touchdowns and a couple zillion yards that first matchup as well. Tyrann Mathieu, this is the last thing I want to hit on. Tyrann Mathieu, if he's hurt, man, how much does he mean to that secondary? Because he got ugly against the Bills late.
I mean, he's huge, man, because he's the leader in that secondary. He's the guy that he's a very versatile player. He's a smaller guy, so he plays safety. He can come down. He can play what we call the dime or the money position, lining up over tight end. He's also versatile enough to play over the slot. So when you get him, you get a guy that plays multiple positions, a guy that gives those young guys confidence. And I told you last time we were there, I really like their cornerback position because those guys are underrated. And you watch them play, they're feisty, man. Like, you know, they'll dance. I remember, was it Ward knocked the ball down against Jamar Chase, and then Jamar Chase came back and caught a touchdown, and he started celebrating. But that's the type of competitiveness I like. You're playing against one of the best receivers on the planet. Eventually, he's going to beat you. But I love the fact that they compete on every single down. They're not afraid to play man-to-man coverage either.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.